What's up, guys? Today on All Sports Central, we'll be going over a final prediction on the Florida State Seminoles. And this team last season, overall, it kind of was a down year compared to Florida State's recent years. First year with Willie Taggart ended up missing a bowl game. How will they do in 2019, though, is what we're going over here today. Will they be able to make it back to a bowl game? Florida State's final prediction for the 2019 season. They went 5-7 in 2018. Once again, missed a bowl game. It's a pretty down year. I mean, Florida State's been a really successful team over the past decade, or possibly even 2 decades. But yeah, this will be Willie Taggart's second season with this team. I think he's a great coach. He's going to lead this team to some great victories, some great seasons, I believe. Wasn't really last year, but I think you'll see a little bit of an improvement this year. Francois transfers to Florida Atlantic. Really, he was a good quarterback, but he wasn't anyone that was like really a big standout. But yeah, James Blackman will likely start at quarterback next season. It looks like right now we could see a transfer, or we could see a freshman come in and take that spot. But I think Blackman has it pretty settled in right now. It just seems like, I mean, of course, we've seen last season he did pretty well. He put up some good stats when Francois wasn't available. So they lose their top wide receiver in Murray, but they return their other top wide receiver, which is Terry. So they have one of their main wide receivers that they're returning. They return Matthews and Gavin as well, so that's big. They return their top running back, Cam Akers. So that's also another big thing for this team. Really, this offense really should improve quite a bit this season. I would not be surprised to see their offense be one of the key points of their team. Their defense-wise, they return their top 2 defenders, lose linebacker Westbrook along with Burns, 2 very tough losses there. But really, they return most of their top defenders otherwise. Defense should be able to improve as well. Overall, this team is looking pretty good going into the 2019 season. Will the Francois loss be impactful? I mean, of course it will be. When you're losing a quarterback who's, Francois has dealt with injuries, don't get me wrong there, but I mean, Florida State's been able to get along without Francois, so I think that Blackman will probably be okay at quarterback. I'm not too worried about the quarterback position for this team. If I'm worried about something, it'd be more of the defense, losing a couple of their key players, but really, this offense is still looking pretty good. Could Florida State contend in the ACC? I'll make this answer short, not next year. I don't think you're going to be able to see 9 wins next season. I can see them making 8. I think a good season for Florida State next year, honestly, and maybe Florida State fans may not agree with me, but when you're having to rebuild a program, kind of like Willie Taggart is, because it's his second season as head coach, honestly, if you could get to 8 wins and you could have a bowl win, that, in my opinion, would be a good season for Florida State coming into next year. But looking at their schedule more closely, I think this is kind of what I'm expecting. I think you get off to a 5-0 start. You got Boise State to start off the season. Interesting game there. You really need to win that one. I think it's in a neutral location against probably the best, maybe the second best Group of 5 conference team going into next year. You got Louisiana Monroe. It'll be an easy win there. Virginia on the road. I'm going to get a win there. That's going to be a really tough one. Louisville then at home. You're going to win there. NC State kind of the same way. I think that's going to be a tougher one, though. NC State's looking decent coming into this season. But then you come into the second half of the season, you're 5-0. You got Clemson and Wake Forest, 2 very tough games. And I think you drop your next 2 against Clemson and Wake Forest. I'm expecting Wake Forest to be much better next year. I'm expecting a big improvement from them. They're kind of like Florida State in the fact that they're returning a lot of players. But really, this Wake Forest team is looking pretty talented next season. I think that's going to be a tough game. You get a loss there. Then you got Syracuse then. Good win there at home. Then you got Miami, of course, another team kind of like Florida State that's going to be rising up next season. That kind of had a down year last year. But I'm going to give you a loss there. Miami, I think, is going to be overall a better team than Florida State next season. Boston College then on the road. That will be an interesting one as well. I think you get a really good win there. Alabama State is going to be another win. I'm going to get a tougher win just because you've been coming off of a really tough stretch of games with like no bye weeks, I don't think. Because you've had Boston College, Miami, Syracuse, etc. all week after week. So it's pretty difficult there. I think you get a tough win there. That'll be an interesting one against Florida as well on November 30th. You get a bye before that game, and as much as you're going to want to win that game to Florida State fans, I don't think it's going to happen. Florida's going to be a really good team next season. I'm actually expecting them to make a good run for the SEC championship game. And so, I mean, they're going to really need that game, and Florida State's going to need it too. I mean, you could get a 9-win season in here if you could win that game. But I think Florida gets it done in that game. They end up winning it, and they end up going to the SEC championship game next season. And it's kind of what I'm expecting out of Florida next year. So let me know your thoughts on Florida State in the comments below. Are you disagreeing with this? If you disagree with it, of course, just let me know in the comments below. I'll try to get back to most of your guys' opinions. I like to hear what you guys think. So yeah, we're going over college football previews right now on this channel. We're getting kind of towards the end. We're in early August now, and so we're going to start transitioning into season stuff pretty soon. It's coming up on us pretty quick. So once again, thank you guys all for watching, though. Show some support only if you'd like to, and stay tuned for more from All Sports Central.